Hey guys, it's Hannihr here. This is the first, let's say, episode of my playing The Elder Scrolls Online. So we're going to be logging in, and I have very little experience on this character. I've had a bit of a, run around with Celebrimbus. I've just made Hannihr, now at level 3. I'm going to introduce you to where I am and this little thing which I've discovered, which is quite handy. So here we go, I'm on Hannihr. Just for reference, Celebrimbus is this guy here. He looks pretty cool. In fact, Celebrimbus and LOTRO has this helmet. It's very similar, so I thought, yeah, why not? Anyway, Hannihr, let's go. Let's log in. It says down here, the shadow artisans of Volkhelgard may be outlaws, but they're still haughty high elves who pride themselves on keeping a hideout that's as aesthetically pleasing as it is functional. Which is quite sweet. Every time you get a loading screen, it tells you something about the area you're going into. Now, from a LOTRO point of view, you just got the image of the artwork, or well, a print screen of the area. Anyway, we're in the Refuge Outlawry place. As you can see, that's one of the entrances and exits we came from. Let's have a look here. Here we go. And I'll take the key to where I've been. This happens a lot. I'm not entirely sure why. And the artwork in this game is beautiful. I think there's only about 1 or 2 people who actually designed all of the concept artwork you see throughout the game. So when you have a loading screen such as this, I think it was only 2 specialists who actually did it, which is pretty cool. And it really is ridiculously gorgeous. I think it's Ron Howard, I think that's his name. It's the guy who created things like Fallout, he created The Elder Scrolls Online, Skyrim, the entire series. He was once offered to create, well before Game of Thrones came out on TV, he was offered to make an MMO for it, which would have been wonderfully successful if it had been sent out at the same time as the TV show. Anyway, he had decided to create Skyrim. He wanted to have his own fictional input into the game, which he couldn't have done if it was Game of Thrones. You're limited to the books in the same way Lord of the Rings Online is. But this is such a beautiful game. I'm really one for a gorgeous looking MMO, as you can probably guess by now. Right, anyway, we are in a little place on this island. This is the starter area for if you're a high elf, I believe. At least that's what Hannihr is, of course. So anyway, you have a number of basic controls. I would advise, instead of using up, down, left, right, as some people do, to use the WASD pad or key to run around, and then you use your wonderful little mouse to direct your movement. You can just let go and it will still let you move. If you press, I think it's numlock is the auto run function. Anyway, as you can see down here on the bottom right is a little greenish bluish bar. That's your stamina, or ability to execute powerful actions. For example, at the moment I'm just pressing W and I'm moving forward. If I hold down shift, that will allow me to run a little bit faster, so I'm sprinting, but I'm exhausting my ability to use stamina for a long period of time. Now then, I started out on this little ship here. So if you do roll a high elf, by the way, the Elder Scrolls Online is about 50 quid. That's English pounds, by the way. And with that, you get a game in which you don't have to subscribe. I don't think there's a subscribe function. You just pay if you want to get a part of the game that's not unlocked. So let's have a look here. Okay, we started out down here. So let's go in. Now, the fortunate thing about the Elder Scrolls Online is that you don't have to do the introduction every single time you roll a new character. If you've already done it on the first one, you can just carry on because you already have the memory of doing it. So anyway, you start, I think, in one of these bunks. I think you start here. Now, I would advise, if you can, pick up everything you can see that it will allow you to do. If you press E right now, it'll show you, okay, you can get a lockpick, and it doesn't say that you're stealing it, probably because this is your own ship that you've just come from. And you can look around, and if you put your mouse over the things like a barrel, you can get this little things like this. Now, eventually, press I, you get to your inventory. It does add up. Some things which you can pick up, like iron ore, is worth 6 gold. Now, okay, that's not a lot of money in the long term, but if you do it every day, if you pick it up whenever you're online, you do get a sizable amount of things, which can be quite helpful to when you need gold for things like getting a horse. I think that costs quite a lot of money. So you can also pick up things which have a function in themselves. If you're learning to, I don't know, become a weaponsmith, you'll need to get things like iron ore that you can then wield, soldiered out, whatever the term is. Now, if you look here,
You're no sailor. I can tell by the
in MMO style, this is more similar in the way that you talk to NPCs to Star Wars: The Old Republic, in which you speak to an NPC, they turn around and their lips move and they are talking with you. It's very interactive and it stops you and makes you talk to them. And obviously, they have something to say. In LOTRO, I think this is something they may consider updating. I'm not sure. You just click on it and you get a screen and you can read essentially an essay or a paragraph or a few lines, and you will get a little snippet of information from the NPC vocally, but it's not as interactive as Star Wars: The Old Republic or The Elder Scrolls Online. So that's something I'm quite enjoying at the moment. It's almost like a marriage between Lord of the Rings Online and The Old Republic. It's married them quite well. So when you scroll up, sorry, when you come up here, you'll see that you can hover over this shield, a helmet and some sword stuff. Click E and put it on. Now to put it on, when you've taken it, press I and your inventory will open. If you go over to where it says apparel and right click, you can say equip and that will put it on. Now you can hover over it, you can see on the left it says iron helm, and that's equipped, that I'm currently wearing. The armor value is double and a half of this iron helm, so I won't put it on. And there are a number of things that are advantageous to the one that I'm currently wearing. It says that I have an increased inspiration gain from deconstruction of this item. That means I think that when I eventually don't want it anymore, it has a value as opposed to just the iron helm that doesn't really have much. But anyway, so I'm wearing this little helmet. I actually got this from inside the boat. I was running around. I think it's in one of the barrels, in one of the rooms, but I can't be sure. Anyway, you'll have to have a look around. I'm sorry, I can't be any more help. Another thing which is pretty cool, when you're near a bookshelf, click E and you can read the books. I think when I was researching this game, I found out it has over 2,000 little books like that throughout the game. So if you're into your lore or your literature, or you just enjoy not killing things all the time and enjoy reading parts of the storyline, this is something that's really going to be quite enjoyable for you. There's also, they're very funny as well. I mean, you do get the intellectual lore parts of the game, but you also have a plethora of very funny books that you can get into. It's brilliant. I really advise that you pick up and look at everything. Now then, this is an interesting function. This is a bit more like a shooter game in the way that the map is formed. If you look at the top of the screen and you rotate, it has little icons of where things are. I think Assassin's Creed has that as well. From a LOTRO perspective, we never have that. We have a little top right mini map, which again, I think if I can speak to Turbine here, does need updating, but whatever. Okay, so we are here on this little boat. Now you can hover over the icons. This is a Volkel dock. Volkel? Sorry, my pronunciation is not very good. And then we've got the guild traders. We've got this little shape here, which isn't showing you where your quest is. Now you've also got a number of other things. You can recall your character in the same way as if you've got a milestone in LOTRO, you can, once you've been there, select it so that you then go back to it. This game has a function where you pay gold, but you can recall to any milestone that you've been to before, which is very similar to a stable, I suppose. In fact, if I can, do I have any gold on me at the moment? I don't think not enough gold. there's this beautiful little animation that your character will do where the constellation of stars appears before you in this contrasting of blue and light blue. And you see a little character doing this, which is very sweet, and it's planning your little map back to where it needs to be. So I will get my gold in a second and I'll show you that because it is wonderful. And again, this game is only 50 quid. It's not bad. So I'm going to run over to my next quest, which is top right. Okay. Actually, I have a better idea. I'm going to show you the way to get a little bit of gold to start you. We'll get you into the game a bit quicker. I think that although your goal in the game shouldn't be to have as much gold as possible, to have a little bit when you start out is quite good. So I have found this way of getting gold quite quickly. Oh, by the way, the barking is my dog. I'm sorry, he's eager to vocalize his feelings. Now then, I would advise, if you can, go to a place where there's a few NPCs in which you can't really be seen. So I'm going to take you down to the stretch of beach. Also, look how beautiful this game is. It's utterly breathtaking. This is perfect. Okay. Press Control. Oh, I can't talk from a PS4 or an Xbox point of view because I'm only on PC here. But yes, if you can sneak, so you get into this kind of position here, and what you want to do is gradually go up to them, have the E button ready, press E. Now if you get caught, your standing with your area lowers. So you now have a bounty on your head. If I just have a look here, I've got 34 gold. If you look at the bottom right of the screen right now, it says 4 gold. That's the amount I would have to pay to become an upstanding citizen of this particular place. Now, characters who are walking like this are a bit harder to steal from. And that time he didn't notice. It does show your statistical chance of doing well based on your previous skill, their location, what they're doing. It's quite a clever little calculation. Oh, anyway, so when you've stolen from them, let me just have a look here. If you get things which are worth 30 gold or 100 gold, that's worth laundering or selling within the refuge. The Outlaws Refuge, which is great if you want to get a little bit of gold here and there. I've already got over 1,000 gold, and that only took me about half an hour, just from stealing relentlessly these poor NPCs. Yeah, so things which are worth around 30 gold, typically, as far as I've seen so far, are great for selling. They don't actually have a function in themselves, and they're usually found on NPCs. So, here we go, we've got a nice little lady here. Now, I think that was a 75% chance because I'm still in the shadow here. And also it's getting quite dark, so nighttime is approaching. It's pretty cool. Let's just have another go here. I've been detected. Who's detected me? Interesting. Uh-oh. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen of the internet. If an NPC starts attacking you, you can run. Or you can beat the shit out of them. I think I might die. I'll give it up. Okay, then search their carcass and you'll see, oh, here we go. It's worth 100 gold, as I said a second ago. This is great for selling on. Now, what I would advise doing, because you do have a limited amount of things that you can sell to the refuge area, the Outlaws, try and get it all done in one go. Let your bounty go up ridiculously, and then when you're done, either log out or wait a bit of time or do something else. Unfortunately, when your bounty gets to a certain state, when a guard sees you, they will chase you and try and kill you, and they have this little skill that will send off their... It's like a chain that's on fire, and it grabs you onto them, and it pulls you back, and then you have to escape from it and run away, and if you can't, you die. So Oh, and also all of your stolen items will go. So try and be careful. Now then, let's have a look here. We've got another NPC over there. Oh, I think this is a... Oh god. Yeah. Lockpicks I'll talk about later. It's a nice little function within the game. Let's just look here. So we've got 2 NPCs. It's quite a dark area. Again, nighttime is coming. Nighttime's coming. Jon Snow. Right. Here we go. Probably going to get into a fight here. Oh, this guy's bad. I've fought him before. Oh. The NPC next to him is just like, yeah, sure, whatever. Okay, you will now be killed on sight by the law. Sweet. Huh, interesting. Okay, I've got a few things there. I got a fishbone shear, torchbug jar, and an alphabet pocket translate. Oh, that's quite sweet. Okay, so as far as I can tell, I've got 260 gold. What, from the last 5-6 minutes? So what we're going to do now, we're going to give a little bit of time before we go in front of a guard. Is that a guard? No, it's not. But it is someone I can steal from. And when we're not going to be killed on sight, we'll then run into the refuge and sell it.
Move! You think the Daedra are going to wait for you?
Don't you dare pickpocket me. Okay, so we're there. The little blue arrow. What's that? That was make sure. Okay, we're here. And we want to be there. So we're going to follow this road here and then go up. Sounds easy. And I'll see how many people I can pickpocket on the way. Oh crap. That's a guard. This is not going to go very well. I think I might have lost all my things. Okay, let's go this way. Try and get... Yeah, try and avoid those. Oh, goodbye 260 gold. Okay, it's very kind. It shows you how they killed you. But I'd advise for future stealings to be more aware of your surroundings. Okay, when you have died, you come back as a little ghost, and then boom, you're fine again. Now I think, yeah, they've taken all the sweet things that we took. But oh well. If you ever want to not sell something, but you've stolen something, you want to keep it, you can launder it. So when you go there, you pay a little bit of money, and then you can keep it. You can wear it if you want. I also like that about the NPCs. I'd be killed for that. They just say things when you're near them, which is quite funny. What did I steal? Oh, nothing. I failed. Anyway. Oh no, don't kill me now. Oh, for heaven's sake. Also, you can't kill a guard. They are very indestructible. The only way to get out really is to run. If you go around corners as well, so they can't send skills which are indirect sight. Oh, for heaven's sake. And I'm dead again. You have the opportunity of going back to the, I think, the nearest shrine that you clicked on. Alternatively, you can just wake up here, which I'd like to do. Woohoo! Life is cool. Right, guys, I hope you enjoyed part 1 of this little series. In the next video, I have no idea what I'll be doing yet. Probably getting killed and stealing things. But that's a great way of getting gold quickly in ESO. Remember, go to this little thing here and try not to get killed. Anyway, guys, I'll see you in the next episode. Toodles!